Darnisha and Kiki, the way they locked eyes like, it was that look like, but I had to keep my cool because I couldn't let them see me crack. I was cracking in the inside, but I wasn't going to let them see me crack. I was going to hold it down like Joe Frazier. I was going to hold it down like Mike Tyson. I was going to hold it down like Muhammad Ali, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I was going to hold it down. The face game was, I had it like straight. So I was just like, I tried to play it off. So I was like, oh, Donisha, you know, this, she like, yeah, your boo. But I think you told me your name, Kiki. I remember her name. So Kiki like, yeah, I'm like, hey, Mark, give me one of those. So he had like a little drink. So I said, you want to sit down? She like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, Mark, can she sit on your little bean bag? He had like a little bean bag, like one of those little bags. He like, yeah, if she want to. She like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, okay. So as I go over there to go get the drink while Mark handed it to me, I give it to her. And so, boom, she got the cup. So she like, Kiki like, what's this? And so Mark was like, hypnotic. I'm like, after I told him to get coolers, he come back hypnotic. Mark like, hypnotic. I'm like, why? He like, you ain't never heard Mom be playing a song about hypnotic. You remember you was drinking that bottle when Mama went on the cruise that time? You liked the hypnotic. So when I saw it, I got it, bro. So he like, but how we gonna smoke this? I'm like, he like, we can go in the toy room and smoke. I'm like, no, we're not smoking in the house. We're not smoking in the house. So he like, so what we gonna smoke? You want to smoke in the car? I'm like, no, that's gonna leave. Because if we go in Kiki car, that's gonna smoke. That's gonna leave the smell in our clothes. So I'm like, no. I'm like, what we could do is wait for a minute. Let's drink our drink. Then we gonna walk to the end of the block. I'm like, when we walk to the end of the block and we walk back, we're gonna put the blunt out and let ourselves air off. We'll be in front of the door so we can see people come in and out. So he like, wait, we gonna smoke in front of the door? I'm like, Marky, Kiki like, oh God. I'm like, y'all see what I be dealing with? I said, no. After we drink the cup, we gonna walk. As we're walking down the block by the candy store lady, we're gonna smoke. Then we're gonna walk back towards the house and still be smoking, and we're gonna put it out. And he like, okay. And I'm like, and we're gonna sit in the front of the house and we're gonna let ourselves air out. He like, why you talking to me like I'm dumb? He like, I know what you saying. I'm like, are you sure? He like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm like, yeah, okay. He like, but I'm ready to smoke right now. So Raymond like, man, I got one in the chamber. I'm like, what? He like, I got one in the chamber too. So I'm like, let me see. He had a blunt, some so fat. So I'm like, oh, you know what we should do? So he like, what? I'm like, hey, Marky. I'm like, give me yours. So I took one of the blunts that Marky had. I'm like, let me get yours. I'm like, I'll be right back. So Kiki like, can I come up with you? So Darnisha like, we not gonna bite. You can stay down here with us. So she like, nah, I just wanted to go up there with him. So she like, So I'm like, so Ram like, don't start. So Kiki like, you okay? She like, oh, I'm fine, honey. When Darnisha say, oh, I'm fine, honey, it was the way she said it. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I'm like, come on, Kiki. So boom, we leave out. Now we go upstairs. So she like, what's wrong with your friend? I'm like, nothing. So boom, I'm like, I'm looking in the cabinets. I'm like, there it is. So boom, I grabbed the honey. So I hear back door now opening. I got the 2 blunts in my hand. So I put it to the side. I'm like, it's my dad. He like, hey, what you doing, son? I'm like, oh, nothing. Grabbing honey. He like, what you grabbing honey for? I'm like, yeah, I was about to use it. Mark told me to bring it. He wanted to put it on something. He like, put it on what? I'm like, I think he got some food. He like, all right, don't be doing nothing you ain't got no business doing. Because he like, you know, y'all driving your mama crazy. Y'all ain't driving me crazy. But y'all driving her crazy. And he go ahead and go upstairs. So she like, oh, your daddy cool. Because my daddy would have double checked. I'm like, yeah, my dad trusts me. I'm like, man. I'm like, I'm going to just put the honey back. So I put the honey back. So she like, no. She like, you already got the honey. He already saw you with it. Just take it. I'm like, all right. So boom, I took the honey, right? And I shoot downstairs. So Marky like, what you doing? I'm like, Dad just saw me grabbing the honey. He like, Okay, you grab the honey. I'm like, if he asks you, tell him you was putting it on something. He like, what would I be putting honey on? I'm like, I don't know. Just tell me you was putting it on like food or you needed. He like, so you told Dad I needed the honey? I'm like, yeah, I got a brain freeze. I didn't know what to say. He like, say you go get me in trouble. I'm like, how many times you get me in trouble? So all you hear is Dirty. She like, boys, calm down now. Calm down. I'm like, no, you calm down. I'm like, I know what you doing. She like, I didn't do anything. So she like, but I'm ready to smoke. I'm like, come on, y'all, let's get done with the drink. So boom, we get done with the drink. So Raymond like, what you was gonna do though with the honey? I'm like, all right. So I'm like, cool. So I grabbed the honey, I opened it up. I put the honey on one of the blunts. I took the other blunt and I stuck it together. So Marky like, now how long that's gonna be before it dry? I'm like, I'm gonna put it in the microwave. So boom, I put it in the microwave. It was popping. It was like, pop up. In the microwave, it was pop up. So they like, I think you should take it out. Soon as I take it out and I grab it, it's hot. You hear back door now opening. My mama come in like a bullet, like, wait, hold on now. I know you invited. I'm like, yeah. She like, well, your mama is back there. I'm coming to check on Caleb. I'm like, Ma, I got Caleb. She like, what is that smell? Now, mind you, we rolling up Swisher Sweets in a microwave with honey. So I guess it did. I'm not guessing, but it did kind of kick up. You could smell the smell. It smelled different, but it was popping in the microwave. We just opened the microwave. So, of course, she's smelling it fresh. So she like, and it's cooking the loud. So she like, what's that smell in here? I'm like, I don't know. She like, I'm going to check. I'm like, Mom, I can check on Boo Man. She like, nah, I need to make sure my son good with my own 2 eyes. And I'll be fine. So she going on here. She goes upstairs. So Marky like, let's go in our room. I'm like, no. I'm like, here, put this in your hoodie. He's like, no, you got it. Keep it on you. I'm like, bro, just put it. So Raymond like, just give it to me. So Raymond took it. So boom, she come back downstairs. She like, why y'all in my kitchen? I'm like, I was going to make them something to drink. She like, look, make sure you keeping an eye on this back door. I'm like, okay. She like, don't let nobody. She like, that's it. She like, we got a little bit more line left. After that, the bouncers will be coming in. She like, and then they'll be not checking in the back. They will be roaming around in the party. So what I need you to do is people going to come and ring this bell. You direct them to the back. It's going to be a bouncer as soon as you come out. You let the bouncer know it's somebody that's going to be coming in. You get that? Because now we're about to shut out the back entrance. The party is fully started. Now, I'm listening to my mom details. I'm like, okay, boom. I got it down pat. Not worried about her. I got it down pat. So she goes out. Back door now opening. So Mark like, come on, let's go. So boom, we all leave. Front door now opening. So we stop right here. I'm like, no. Let's get all the way out. Like, we have to hit that so we won't get caught on the camera. I'm like, we got to come off the porch fully. Like, and come off and just hit that left. So we just hit that little peak. Boom. So I'm like, all right, flame it up. So boom, Raymond flames it up. I'm like, pass it to Mark. So we walk. Everybody's just smoking. Now, it's a double barrel, okay? The way that it's stuck together. He like, so Raymond like, man, I got to do this more often. So we get to the end of the block. Boom. We turn around. We still smoking. So Kiki like, I'm good. So we put it out. So Marky like, we can't take this in the house. I'm like, no. I'm like, we could just leave it in the bushes on the side of the house. He like, all right. So boom, we get back to the crib. We put it on. We put the L on the side of the house. We sitting on the porch, right? We sit on the porch. So we just looking, letting ourselves air out. So all of a sudden, you see Kenyatta walking past. And so the sensor light pop on. She see all of us on the porch. And so as she kept walking, she like, I swear, they some lanes. I'll knock anybody out over there. So Kiki like, who's she talking to? I'm like, that's Beth's friend. I'm like, that's Beth's friend. So Beth comes out, right? Beth comes out, and now it's her and Kenyatta. They walking past. So Marky busts out and says, I hope her lip okay. I'm like, now normally I would stop him, but that was funny. She said, what you say? And so he said, nothing. He said, I was just saying, like, hey, how you doing? She like, yeah, all right. She like, Mark, you always starting it. Y'all already tried to jump me. So Darnisha like, don't make me punch you in your other side of your lip. And so she like, well, come out on the porch. I'm like, y'all, don't do it. So Beth started coming up. Beth started coming up on the porch. So now I got to go into like protect mode, because you're not about to come up on the porch, Sway. So I'm coming down like, hey, I'm like, yo, going on here, get from by my crib. She like, no, tell her to come off your porch. I bet you she won't. I'm like, yo, chill. I'm like, before I go get my mama. She like, that's what you always do. I said, nah, that's what you always do. You always go tell me because you don't like me. She like, I do like you. I never had a problem with you. She like, this wasn't even my issue. You and Roy was into it. I'm like, me and Roy was never into it. I'm like, and it doesn't matter. I'm like, come on, man, going on here. She like, don't touch me, Roethegoat. I'm like, Bev. So Marky like, no, watch out. Look, go on ahead and go on, man, before I move you myself. So she like, how you gonna do that? So she like, how you gonna do that? He like, I'll pull you by your hair and drag you. So Kenyatta like, you ain't gonna do nothing, right? And was coming up towards Mark. But Kiki was standing right there when she was walking. So she kind of, boom, like, and still was coming towards Mark. So Kiki like, excuse you. She like, no, excuse you. She like, no, excuse you. So all of a sudden Darnisha like, excuse you. What's wrong? Yeah, look, I'm telling y'all, I could give it to y'all right now anytime. She like, it got no name on it. So I'm like, no, y'all chill. I'm like, I'm finna go get my mom. So Beth like, yeah, like I thought. She walks off. Kenyatta like, yeah, you think you tough. I'll knock you straight out. You think you all that cute. I'll mess your face up. Straight like that to Kiki. So Kiki like, who she talking to? I'm like, nobody, come on. And then Kenyatta like, yeah, she's scared. So I'm like, that's y'all. I'm like, y'all scared. I'm like, Beth, I ain't got no problem with you. So we trying to squash it, squash it. She like, get squashed. I'm like, all right, what's going on here? She like, no, but her, I want to get her. So Raymond like, you ain't gonna touch my sister. She say, watch me. If I catch her by herself, I'm running straight up on her. If I catch her by... See, first off, you never show your left hand what your right hand got. You don't tell when you gonna move and how you gonna move. So Marky like, hey, you better be ready. So Kiki like, first off, who she think she was talking to? So Darnisha like, nobody. I'll beat both of them up at the same time. Boom, we go back in the house. So as we go in the house, Caleb is downstairs with the oven on. He's in the kitchen with a t-shirt, a red inside out t-shirt, holes in the t-shirt. The shirt come to his thighs. Okay, so you already know posterior, hairy posterior, everything hanging out. So he like, oh my God, he like, you guys scare me. I'm like, Caleb, if mom see you or if anybody come in here, I'm like, you gonna get Dre? Like, somebody did come down here. They had to use the bathroom. I'm like, what? So now you hear some people downstairs laugh. I'm like, Marky, watch him. So I go downstairs. They flaming up. They flaming up. And first off, it's like about 3-4 people waiting on the bathroom. One dude flamed up a nail. He done flamed up a swisher, loud, gas, whatever you want to call it, reef, whatever you want to call it. He done flamed it up. And when I saw the smoke, I was shocked. I'm like, hey, you can't smoke in here. You're like, may know I smoke. I'm like, yeah, yo, you can't smoke in here. He like, hey, kiddo. He like, trust me, your mama know I smoke. She smoked too. I'm like, yeah, but you can't smoke in the house. So he was like, so what you want me to do? I'm like, can you put it out? He like, but I need, I'm like, I'll hold your spot. He like, I need it. Cause he kept pointing like, I need, all right, I'll hold your spot. You can't smoke in my mom's house. So I'm like, oh, you got to get out of line. He like, I'm not, he like, hold on, wait. Ain't you Roethegoat? You was the one, I remember when you was in Pampers. First off, I don't care what you remember where I was in. I don't even know you. But I know if I don't apply to these rules and apply pressure, I'm going to get in trouble. That's what I'm saying in my head. And plus, I'm already tipsy. I'm already paranoid. And I just hit the L. He was like, well, I'm grown. Your mama know I smoke. We done smoked inside this house before. You can ask your dad Poochie. Right? They used to call my dad Poochie. Now, you can ask your dad Poochie. I said, you know what? All right. I went on ahead. I went upstairs. So Marky like, hey, yo, you good? I'm like, boo, man, I'm finna go get mom. Go upstairs. He like, what did I do? I'm like, go upstairs. He like, I just want some more baked cookies. I just want some more. I had some yesterday. I don't want the popcorn no more. I said, okay, I'll make the cookies. He like, well, I was looking for you and you wasn't even here. So Kiki like, come on, let's go upstairs. He like, you coming with me? He like, yay! I'm like, Kiki. She like, I'll be right back. So boom, they go upstairs. Right? So Darnisha like, oh, she fits right in. I'm like, Marky, I'm like, dude don't want to, you know what I'm saying, put out the blunt. He like, what? I'm like, dude don't want to put out the blunt. So Raymond like, wait. I'm like, yeah. He like, oh, come on. So we shoot downstairs, right? So he already put it out. So Marky like, yo, who has something lit up, man? Who has something lit up? So the dude like, oh, that's me. He like, that's me. He like, yo, you can't use the bathroom. You got to go. He like, what? He like, you can't use the bathroom. He like, boy, I'm grown. He like, find somebody to play with. I'm grown. So I'm like, no, you can't use the bathroom. You got to go. He like, do I need to go get your mom? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go get her for you. So Marky like, we can handle this right now. So Marky went over there. Now this dude, he had on a black t-shirt and one of those like vests, but it was like, I don't know what, it was what kind of vest? I don't know. It was like a puffy vest. It was very puffy. All right. Marky grabbed the dude, and it was short sleeve. Marky grabbed the dude by the vest, like, come on, man. So the dude was like, hey, he like, hey, look, I don't play that, youngin. I don't play that. He like, nah, I just put the blunt out. I just put it out. So I said, hey, don't touch my brother. I said, I'm finna go get mom. So I went on here. I went to go get mom. Now, mom, when I go out there in the party, you got people dancing. They got beers, drinks. Oh, yeah, let's go. Oh, she on the mic. Come on, get low, girl. Get low. Come on, get low. Bring it back. Get low. Come on, get low. I'm like, mom. She like, don't stop, girl. I'm like, mom. I'm trying to get her attention. So I'm looking for dad. Now I'm like, dad must have stayed upstairs, but I'm like, I know dad, like, because we dipped. I don't know if dad came back out here, but it's a lot of people out here. So I'm like, I should just get the bouncer. My mom I'm talking about cutting the rug, and then all of a sudden, I knew I wasn't going to get her attention because everybody was doing their thing. I even came close to the bar. When they mixed the cha-cha slide into one of the songs, and it was like, hey, 3 hops. She like, oh no, they did. 1, 2, 3, take it back, y'all. Come on, slide to the right. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get the bouncer. So boom, I went to go get the bouncer. Like, hey, somebody was smoking in the house. So it was like, okay, I'm like, and they shouldn't be doing it. And I'm like, and they trying to fight my brother. So I'm like, can you come down and get him? He like, all right. So boom, they go. The bouncer, he goes downstairs. I point out the guy. The guy is right there by the door. He's next to use the bathroom. So I'm like, it's him right there. So Marky like, yeah, it's him. So he was like, hey, he like, you was smoking in their house? He like, I put it out, man. He like, it ain't even no big deal. We smoking outside. We smoking in the bar. He like, yeah, but it's not in their house. He like, hey, what y'all want me to do with him? I'm like, he can leave. He like, but I paid. I paid to get in. He like, we don't care about that. He like, once they told you to put it out, you should have put it out. He like, it's out. Did you see me with it? He like, I don't know what's going on. I'm getting paid to do a job. All right. I'm getting paid to do a job. So you got to go now. You can walk out or I have to put you out. He like, well, you're going to have to put me out. First off, this is a big bouncer. All right. This is a big bouncer. Okay. Big bouncer. Man, this dude bear hugged him and people. He like, man, let me go. He told Raymond, he like, hey, you. He like, open up that door for me. He opened up the front door, put him out. Dude it seemed like he was putting up a fight, but he really wasn't putting up no fight. Boom, the bouncer go back out there. We chilling. Now I going on here. I start making Kayla cookies. Kayla got his cookies. Kiki back with me. Boom. So we all downstairs with Mark. We drinking this hypnotic. I'm feeling the drink. I'm getting lit. When I say I'm feeling it, I'm feeling the drink. I'm so feeling it right now that I'm thinking I'm having an out-of-body experience because I'm having like live conversations in my head with myself. Okay. So Kiki looks over at a point where I'm drinking. She say, you okay? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm fine. So Darnisha like, oh, that's so sweet. So I'm like, hey, let me talk to you real quick, Kiki. So boom, we dip out. I'm like, look, you want to spend the night? She like, I have to work tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, me too. She was like, well, you sure I can spend the night? You gonna ask your mom? I'm like, no, this one I'm going to do. I'm like, I'm going to have you to sleep in the toy room. And then when they fly, because after the party, but the party is until. The party is until, so you really don't know, like, when the party gonna be over. The party can be over at 3. The party can be over at 4. Really don't know when the party can be over. So it's all about timing, but if you can sit out and you can wait, if you can sit out and wait, you can spend a night and you good. So she like, all right, I'm like, you can sleep in a toy room until everybody leave. So she like, where's the toy room at? So I show her, she like, oh yeah, I can do that. I'm like, all right, cool. So boom, that's the plan. She gonna stay down there. When everybody leaves, she gonna come upstairs and be with me. Now that's the plan. But I'm so lit. I'm lit. I know what I'm doing, but I'm lit at the same time. So Marky like, man, I feel sick. I'm like, what? He like, I feel sick. So all you hear is, Roethegoat. I'm like, oh my God. So Marky like, was that Mom? So I open up his door. I'm like, yes. She like, come here right now. Hurry up. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, my eyes. I'm like, I need Visine. Marky like, I don't got none. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm like, okay. I need to think. I'm like, my eyes. She like, Roethegoat, come here. Hurry up. Marky, somebody. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, okay. Like, do I look okay? Do I look good? He like, you don't look like nothing wrong. So Raymond like, you want me to go? I'm like, yeah, tell her I went to the bathroom. Tell her I'm in the bathroom. So he shoots upstairs. Raymond goes upstairs. Now Raymond, he was like, how can I put it? He Puerto Rican, but he was like one of those dark skinned Puerto Ricans. Now my complexion is like, when I hit the blunt, my eyes go red. You could just tell that I'm on one. So he went up there. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like doing this. Marky say, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to die down. I'm trying to die down. He like, I'm like, okay. I'm like, do I still look it? So I go in the bathroom and start throwing water on my face. Boom. I get the courage. I go upstairs. When I go upstairs, this girl, it's a girl. She is sleeping on the kitchen floor. So my mom like, I don't know how long she been on the floor. Where y'all been? So I'm looking down. I'm like, we was downstairs and she said, but I told you to be up here. So you got people here to help you, but can't nobody be upstairs. I'm like, yeah. She like, look at me when I'm talking to you. I'm like, no, Mom. I'm like, I understand. She like, so you know what? Now help me get up. So me and Raymond, we helping getting her up, right? We getting her up. So she like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna throw up. So my mama like, no. I can't take you, girl. I can't take you. You heavy. You heavy. I can't take you. So she put her over. We had a big garbage can. A big garbage can. She put her over the garbage can. She like, just stay right here. So my mama like, I can't touch it. Put her arm in there. Put her arm in there. It was one of those big ones. And she just start at the moment she letting it all out. So she brings the bouncer and she tells the bouncer like, hey, see, do anybody know her? And we're gonna go ahead and make sure she can get a pallet. So they put a pallet for her in the living room because she can't drive like that. So they trying to figure out, did she drive? Did she come with somebody? So my mom gonna go and do some homework, her and the bouncer. So Darnisha like, hey, can I talk to you? I'm like, oh yeah. She like, what happened up here? I'm like, you don't want to even know. So Raymond like, this girl, I guess she had one too many drinks. So he like, but I'm finna go downstairs and get mine. So boom, Raymond like, he tells Kiki like, hey, you want to go down and have a drink? So she like, no, I'm good. I'm going to stay up here with Roethegoat. So Darnisha was like, can I talk to you like privately alone? And so I was like, hey, I'll be right back. So she like, well, I guess I do go downstairs. I'm like, well, just wait right here. She like, for you. So Darnisha like, it's going to be quick. We'll be right back. I need to ask him something. So we go upstairs in my room. So she like, so she's not your girlfriend still? Because you told me earlier when we was on the phone that one year. I'm like, I know, I told you that, but we didn't say that we together or nothing like that yet. She like, okay, I was just checking. And so she walks out, right? So we goes back downstairs. So I'm like, y'all, we got to come out of Mark's room. So Marky like, what happened? I'm like, why you didn't come upstairs? He like, what? Let Mom see. No. He like, look, we need to go get some Visine. So Raymond like, I'll go get some. He like, I'll go buy some. So he like, but in a little bit, I'm like, look, we need to go upstairs. So we all go upstairs. So we sitting there now. We get our cups, but if we hit somebody, we know they had it on the side of the couches. So boom, we having our little cups, we drinking. So I'm like, you know what I should do? I should go in the bathroom. Now in the bathroom, we had like those dentist cups when you done brushing your teeth and rinsing out your mouth. You put the little mouthwash in there, and then throw the little cup away. We had those, so I'm like, let's use these, right? Because they was little. So it's easy to shot it back and ball it up in your hand. So boom, we got the whole hypnotic. Half of the bottle was almost gone, but we feeling it. So all of a sudden, Darnisha was like, now I want to play a game. So Marky like, I don't want to play no Uno or no Monopoly, especially no Monopoly. That's a long game. So she like, let's play Truth or Dare. Soon as she said that, I looked at her. So Raymond like, oh, I'm going to go first. So Raymond like, yo, matter of fact, I don't want to go first. He like, Marky, you go first. I'll go second. You go third. You go. So he kind of like, so I'm like, all right. So I'm like, what they on? So Mark like, all right, bro, Truth or Dare. I'm like, you pick me. He like, yeah, Truth or Dare. I'm like, Dare. He like, Dare? I'm like, Dare. He like, now you know I got the best dares in the game. I'm like, all right, give me a try. Dare. He like, I dare you to kiss Darnisha. I'm like, what? So Kiki like, yeah, I dare you to kiss her.